and arrive so we can see you also. So wonderful to see everybody finding the way. It was a little bit like a last minute landing here to start this program. In the beginning, we thought it is a little bit too quick, also connected to the whole new side of the light and how to inform. We didn't have really time to bring it out there. But before the Christmas and New Year, Sahaj and I felt so strong that we wanted to give something to the community to hold each other in these times. We have learned as last year that things are not per se always to stay stable and continue, as life it is, it's always changing. And the ways of change has become very notorious and very strong in these times, asking us to really be establishing what's real. And that are the teachings of yoga. So we really feel that this is a time to also clarify and to bring the teachings, the yoga, to all of you, to bring it into your homes, to bring it into your life, and to find community to practice together and find the teachings that are needed to support your development, or what we call a modern development, to the ways to take away what is not really you. So we have brought this program together as a thread that kind of bring many of the teachings that we already offering, but also connecting some very important dots in a regular way, so we can keep gathering and meeting each other with practice and with satsang. Yeah.
Okay. So with the situation we're in as human beings, is we have a mind that is completely insane. Okay, so that's our situation. And why is it insane? Is because it's totally and absolutely focused on that which is not real. So if you if you live a life that's not real, then that's called being insane. So we're all basically in that situation. So in order to come to our sanity, or to come to something clear and something real, then there's always something needs to happen in us actively, right? We can't just like sit back and hope things our minds are going to get better, or somehow we're going to be more clear, or somehow we're going to see some things in ourselves that's deeper, or life is going to give me what I want, which is also another illusion. But basically we have this kind of situation we're in, that in order to shift the momentum of that, then we need something to do that. And the only person that can do that is you. There's nobody else. Nobody else, no big daddy God in the sky, no socialism, no fantastic utopias, cryptocurrency, whatever you believe is going to save the world. It's not going to save the world. It's not going to save your mind. Nothing's going to do it. Nothing on the outside is going to shift. So the only thing we can do is try to find a way to change it, to work with our mind. And traditionally in the yogic way of looking at it, it's a kind of like a connection and a purification. So what we need to do is connect with what's real, and purify. Purify means to let go of that which is not real, right? And then that's called sadhana. That's called in yoga terminology, that's called yoga sadhana. And over the years, Satya and I have been teaching long time, and I've been teaching, and Satya been teaching, especially myself, been teaching many different techniques. And I'm finally getting to the point where I realized that We just need to simplify and keep it really, really just to the point. What's the most essential point? And practice that in a regular way so that we can access this part of ourselves that's not in an illusion state, that's not in a crazy state, right? So what we put together with today is a lot of, it's just very basic, but simple is better, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this time, because everything's so complicated. The antidote to complicated is simple. So the medicine for this time is simplicity.
And we always say, like what is truth is simple.
Yeah.
And if it's complicated, it's because it's the mind. Yeah. And the mind, not as the bad guy or the bad thing, but it is more like that's what we call illusion. That's what we call it's not real. What is we fabricated with the thoughts. So what is not thought is real, we can say. Yeah. So we are really to cut through that kind of web of illusion we have built through thought and languaging. So I just want to say a little something about how this program is about, that how we wanted to link it together. That's why what is important about these Wednesdays gatherings, we call it a move, sit, and satsang. And it's actually really remembering. So bringing all the members together, but remembering, and is to really kind of soak into that place of who we really are together. So the program is really for the community to support each other in a regular way for our practices, and also for the staying with the mind sharp in what is real. Yeah, and reality is that which is beyond the thought languaging. Yeah, so it is kind of very simple. That what can be fabricated by thought, we have to really look deeply into it. Our belief systems, our ideologies, our hopes and fears, all of those things, we really need to look at them directly. Yeah, so we have with Sahaj, as he was saying, we have through all these years, we have been given many techniques, and we are kind of selecting a very few techniques that are very pure, very direct, and works for everybody, because we want to include here everybody, from the grandma of 90 years old to the kid that is just starting to think this life is kind of weird and is 12 years old and maybe wants to do something. Everybody can do it. As is written in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the only ones that cannot do it are the lazy people, those who are really stuck and want to stay as they are. So those who want to come into a new, let's say, state of consciousness, and that is what this time is asking us all to do, to come and to move out of a conditioned mind, the mind that separates things, the mind that keeps telling us you are not good enough. Yeah, that mind needs to collapse. So those who have this time feel that it's time to move on, and somehow you feel that you're cutted everywhere by not being able to do what you were used to do as normal reality. For those who feels that it's time to really break through your conditioning, this is the program for, and to hold each other together. So the idea is that we are moving also a little bit with the kind of big umbrella of the solstice and the equinox. So we just have the winter solstice just before before Christmas, and that was also illuminated by the full moon. We're just ending a new moon, so we're going to continue with the winter solstice until the spring equinox. Spring equinox will be 20th of March, so pay attention to that. And we're going to gather on the 21 of March. Then we're going to give another sadhana. Today, we're going to give a sadhana that we want all of us in your own possibilities to maintain for yourself, but also for the community, to hold each other in the same practice. Very simple. And we're going to give a sadhana who will be about 30 minutes. Now, for those who already have sadhana, that you already have a sadhana of 2 hours, of an hour, you can include the sadhana and maybe make it less. Maybe you can do it like 15 minutes of a 15 minutes kind of okay, right? So you can bring it in and feel that that little 15 minutes that you dedicate into this sadhana will be the way of holding community with you.
Yeah, you can also, if you want, if you're addicted to your sadhana and it seems to be you're attached to it, you can just drop it and do this. That's probably not the case with most people here, but
no.
If there is something like that, you can also, it's sometimes really good to just kind of change. If you've been really doing the same thing for years and years and you feel a little bit stuck, you can also just shift it for this. And also you could also do this practice. The way we're going to do today is going to be half an hour, and you can just basically shorten the intervals between the segments to whatever time you have. If you want to continue with your practice that you've been doing already in the morning, then this can be an afternoon practice. This could be something you
absolutely.
do. You do something in the evening. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be something you do usually before sunset, or you could, anytime. Well, it depends on your timing, but something like as a kind of release of the day.
Yeah, and anytime a sadhana, the best times to practice them are by sunrise and sunsets. Yeah, so that's something that around those times we would like to do it. Yeah, so, and it's also after we're gonna work a little bit, talk about, a life that we start to be more and more in alignment, in attunement with our wanting to live awake. So this program, we call it Living Awake program. And that means that how can we start slowly without a regime, like a belief system or a very hard system, to align ourselves, attune ourselves with that which is helping us to awake. A life that help each other to do so. Yeah, so and that we're going to talk a little bit more about it afterwards. And so these sittings, this gathering, I mean, today we are doing Sahaj and I together. We're going to be alternating the Wednesday. One Wednesday will be Sahaj, one Wednesday going to be me. By the big gatherings as solstice and equinox, Sahaj and I will be together. And then all the links to the different programs that we are given is going to be also announced in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll start now with the explanation.
Yeah, and maybe just first explain for everybody that is very clear what is a sadhana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we, because of the nature of our mind, which I said was insane before, because anything that's not real, that's focused on the not real, and believing that's real is a kind of insane, right? And that's actually what we're doing. So what the sadhana is a way to find out and discover inside yourself what is real. Not by somebody else telling you what it is, not by some holy book telling you what it is, not by us telling you what it is, but by your own exploration. So yoga and tantra, particularly tantra, is always technique oriented to focus your mind towards something that you can discover yourself what is real and what's not real. It's not a set of dogmas, it's not a set of beliefs. It's just it's very scientific. You're just trying to explore through different things, how to see some part of yourself you didn't see before, that was hidden or that needs to be revealed. So sadhana is that. And the sadhana that we're going to give you today, I'll explain a little bit the outline, is what we do. Those of you, I don't know how many people have never worked with us before. There looks like most people have worked with us before, yeah. So it's not something super new. Some of these things you already are familiar with, but some of you may be totally new for you. And if you need, that's why I'll give a little bit of explanation how it works, okay? So what we do in the beginning is we need to kind of clarify and to connect to our breath. So how our breathing is, and that's related to the channels, to the solar and lunar energies, and to our, let's say, male and female aspects of ourself. How to clear and purify that. Then we align ourselves with that which is beyond our limited sense of who we are. You could call it God or universe or whatever. You could just, we're going to make a commitment to line ourselves up with that, not our limited mind, which is what we usually give our power to, right? We give all our power to a limited mind, mostly. But now we're going to ask for the short sadhana. We're going to give all the power to the big mind, or to the one that this creation has come from, right? Didn't come from our mind, did it? I didn't make this stuff. I'm just making some problems with it, but universe is perfectly fine. Whoever created this or whatever created this, that's what we're lining ourselves up with. Okay, and that's called Guru Yoga. And then we do some loosening practices to loosening tensions, because a lot of what is blocking our ability to see clearly is tension. It's a kind of stress, right? And so if there's stress, and if you're in a stress, you're in an emergency mode. And if you're in an emergency mode, your mind is in emergency mode. And that's usually why people's minds are hyperactive. So we do a little thing to kind of release the stress, to release the tension. And then another practice we do is to line up and align the energy channels in the body. So the flows of prana and the nadis are open, so that you can start to connect to your unfabricated original energy body that's there before we contaminate it with our ego-centered identity. Okay, I don't know if that was a little bit over airplane, but you understand what I'm saying? You're trying to kind of open up the channels and connect with the right alignment of those. Okay, then we're going to do another practice that's going to does a couple things. Primarily, it vibrates that which is what is the vibration of the universe, is connecting us to that vibration. And at the same time, it's aligning ourselves in the center of our being, which is in the heart space. Okay, and then there's a quiet sitting after that. Sound good?
And in total, it's like a half an hour, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's
so
still
each
going to
one
be
has
the
5
practice.
minutes. So 5 minutes. So I'll explain. 5 minutes, those of you who know. This today we have to explain a little more. Maybe next time we can just do it. I don't know. I hope everybody's going to come every time, and maybe new people next time. I'm not sure how we'll do that.
We're going to keep the recordings
maybe they
also
have to
for
watch the
helping
recording.
people. And if you get lost, you can ask for the recording so we can give it to you to repeat the sadhana as we did today.
Yeah, we'll make it available for you guys.
We're going to make it available.
And then, so the first one we do is a 9 purification breathing. Those of you who know very well. Guru Yoga with the 3 mantras, Om Hum. I'm not going to give too much explanation of the theory behind these things, because really we want to focus on the practice. In our courses, you can go more into the theory. The third practice is shaking, which is a Qigong practice to eliminate energy obstacles and tensions in the body. Fourth practice, standing like a tree, to align the energy channels and focus the energies in the right direction. The fifth practice is it's called Romari. It's the focusing on the humming meditation in the center of the heart. And then the last one is sitting quietly and just being present. Okay, so I'm going to first explain, and then the first 2 we can do together, and then I'll have to I'll turn the camera and you can see Satya do if you're not familiar with the other practices. Okay.
I just want to say for everybody, just like now is the time to enter sadhana. So make sure that you have a space where you can do the sadhana. Can you stand in a place a little bit free?
Also loose clothing.
But also feel clothes is loose and nothing tension. And also we don't need to drink anymore or be entertained with anything. So that's we're gonna enter the sadhana and then afterwards straight after.
So you need a cushion to sit on. If you're not, most people are on the floor because we're going to sit on the floor during the meditation, and then when we're standing, you don't need a yoga mat or anything, but you need a place to feel free to move. Okay. Any questions so far? How are we going?
Okay.
Yeah, pretty clear, right?
Pretty clear.
Okay.
And I just want to say one thing. I see Chris here, and Chris, if for you shaking, because you're not able maybe to stand fully, just the releasing, by sitting, So just be free in that space, So that it will be enough. Also moving the arms and a little bit of your head, and just feeling that you are letting go energy. And more like feeling that you are under a little bit like a waterfall. So you visualize the waterfall in you, that you can let go with it. Okay.
Should I just describe them first and then do it all at once, or do you think we can just
guide them all at once, and we do it all in once?
Okay, so this time we're going to be a little bit not quite sharp, because we have to kind of explain a little bit as we go. Okay, so the first practice we did, remember we said, is the purification of the channels. So you want to make sure your spine is straight and connect to your breathing. Usually when I connect to my breathing, when I'm trying to focus, I let my awareness drop more to the navel center. So you want to just let your kind of breath drop down to the navel center. Just be aware of the breath. Okay. Now visualize your body empty, like a luminous light body with no organs, no bones. Just the outline of your body is like light. It's still you, but it's like a body of light. And then visualize in the center of your body, running from the pelvic floor to the crown of your head, blue channel of light, like the sky, open at the crown. It's the center of your being. It's a kind of like the very center of your physical body. Get the feeling it's open at the crown. Then connect to your right nostril and feel the energy. Feel the channel of the right nostril going down around the back of your head, down the right side to the bottom, joining the blue channel, 4 fingers below the navel. And see if you can visualize it as a color white. Visualize the left channel from the left nostril running down on the other side. And that goes down on either side, the other side of the central channel, and they all connect below the navel, 4 fingers. So this first visualization, the visualization is part of the practice, okay? This is where the mind creates the pathways. It's not something you want to miss. So feel clearly your body is in the emptiness dimension, and you see the 3 channels of light. This is already a big step. Through imagination, you're starting to create the possibility for these channels to be open. Now we're going to do the 9 purification breath in the style of the Yutuk Tibetan medical tradition. You're going to touch your thumb to the ring finger and then wrap all your fingers around. And leave your index finger open. Okay, that controls the breath. Now start with the blocking the left nostril. Inhale, rainbow light through the right, down the right channel. Deep breath, guide it up the left channel, and then release it. Long exhale. Then take in the rainbow light down the left. Guide it up the right. And exhale. Inhale the rainbow light down to both sides. Guide it up the central channel and release it out the crown. Long, deep, slow exhale. Totally empty. We repeat. Now inhaling rainbow light. The rainbow light goes down the right. Deep inhale. Moves up the left. And then you release all the blockages. Imagine you're exhaling black smoke. Totally empty. Rainbow light. Releasing the karmic air, black smoke. Inhale rainbow light. Clearing the central channel, black smoke out the top of your head. Repeat one more time on your own. Deep inhale, long exhale. Release. Make sure you complete each exhale. Don't be in a hurry. And after you complete that final exhale, place your left hand on your right, relax it into your below your belly, and then open your eyes. Relax your eyes and open. Just be present. Not looking at anything. Just be present, including everything. Now visualize, you can close your eyes and visualize in the mind, in the sky in front of you, a luminous light. And imagine this light is the light of all the wisdom of all the enlightened beings. This is the one that creates everything, full of love, full of wisdom, and see it as a kind of light and has a dimension of person. It has a feeling that there's a person, an enlightened being. However you see that. You can also choose, if you like, any deity you like. You can also just see light or the sun. And we're going to line our selves and our small mind, and we're going to ask for the blessings of the big mind, or the enlightened one, to come into our three centers our third eye, our throat chakra, and our heart chakra, we're going to ask that these be illuminated and that our egocentric illusion is destroyed and by the knowledge of the truth of the light itself. And we do that with the mantra and the mudra. And the movement is like this. You bring your hands up like this as you inhale. We'll do it twice, so we do the first one together. And then the hands are around the forehead level. And then you imagine a white light coming into your third eye as you chant the sound Om. And when you chant the Om, the white light, the whole body becomes like white light and purifies the physical dimension. And then we asking the guidance from the enlightened being to bring the red light into our throat chakra. And then we chant the sound Ah, inhaling. And feel the red light has purified all your emotional disturbances, your unintegrated speech, negative speech. Everything's just dissolved in the red energy like a fire, purified in the speech of the enlightened beings. And then the hands come to the heart, and then we chant the sound Hum. And the Hum is the sound of the enlightened mind, and we visualize the blue light coming into our heart center. Inhale together. Imagine your mind is just released and suddenly everything is just like space, open sky. The mind, the nature of mind, like open sky is there. Thoughts can come and go, but the open sky remains. Mind is purified. So let's do that 3 sounds together again, now that you know what to do. First one, white Om, red Ah, blue Hum. We'll do each one individual. Inhale. Body is purified in the white light. Inhale. Speech is purified in the red light. Heart center. Mind is open like the sky, unobstructed like space. Then we do the last one, inhale, and we make the sound Om Ah Hum in one sound, and we bring the light of the enlightened being into our body, speech, and mind, and become that. Feel your body, your energy, and your mind is now the mind of the Buddha, the mind of the awakened one. And then in your seat, as you're sitting in this place your hands in the meditation mudra and feel that you are embodiment of the awakened state. Imagine that you are like a Buddha. Your body is pure, your speech is pure, and your mind is like open sky. And just imagine that for a moment. Just pretend and imagine you're that. Is it that far away? Okay, open your eyes. So we purifying the energy channels with the 9 purification breath, releasing the old karmic air and our old stale and dead concepts of who we are. We align ourselves up with that which is the highest potential of who we are, that awakened being. And we bring that into ourselves, and we imagine that we're that. So we're using the power of the mind, which is usually dissipated through worrying and discursive thought and unintegrated states of being. We're focusing the mind on becoming a Buddha. And what you focus the mind on, it becomes. So we're using imagination as a way to create that reality. We think imagination is not real, and this is real. Imagination is what creates the reality. So if you can imagine yourself to be that, that is what you become. That is what you are. So the next practice we're going to do is, so that's the kind of preparation. Now we're going to do a practice that called shaking. And I think everybody knows how to do that, but this is a standing one, so Satya will stand and you can have a look at how she does it. Basically stand up and put your feet about hip-width apart. Okay. There's our... can you see her? Yeah? Okay. It's kind of, the light's not so...
Can I press?
I think, can you see her okay? Yeah. All right. Now, what she's going to do is going to bend her knees and then start shaking like that. So what you're doing is you're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And she's making sound like a ha sound, and you just continue with that. And you have to kind of give the arms a little extra juice because they sort of need a little help, and also the fingers, okay? So keep shaking like that. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And just really loosen up. You can shake your head a little bit too. Just be really loose. But don't wiggle from side to side. Just up and down for now. Just up and down. And as the shaking starts to happen, you start to feel like the shaking starts to take over, okay? And you don't have to think about doing it so much. See if you can get the feeling that the shaking is doing itself, that it's kind of spontaneously shaking you. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with the sound ha, just to release tension. Imagine you're inhaling like energy, and everything that you don't want, you're releasing it into the ground. Stay grounded. That's why we don't shake from side to side too much. Just feel the grounding, because you're putting that, what you don't need, back into the earth. Now see if you can really let go of any type of control here. Find the right rhythm. Keep making sound. If you want to make more sound, you can also make ha, like a deeper sound. Or you just can make a ha sound. But make sound be there. That's important. And then start to inhale really deeply and exhale long. Let go of control. Let go of trying to be in charge. Just let the shaking happen. And let go of all doing. Just let it happen. Let go. Remember, we're inhaling through the nose, exhaling everything you don't want. You're releasing it down into the earth. Shake. Make sure your fingers are shaking, your wrists, your arms. If you want, you can raise the arms up a little bit if you feel that helps. A few times. And just keep on shaking. Shaking out. Sometimes the rhythm changes. It starts to go faster. Sometimes it goes slower. Tune into that pulse. The key with the shaking practice is to really feel like it's all coming from dropping down into the earth. That you're kind of dropping into the earth. Or you could even feel like the whole earth is like an earthquake. So you feel like the whole earth is shaking. And then everything that you don't want, all the tensions in the body, just going down back into the earth, okay? And another aspect of this is to let go of any type of control. So you want to feel the spontaneity of the movement. Breathing through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. See if you can have the experience of the shaking taking over and you releasing control and let the shaking happen by itself. If some other sounds start to come, that's okay. If you feel some emotions in there, you can also release them. The main thing is to be in control. You need to let go of control. This is something important here. How do you let go of control? You just trust the shaking. And let the breath go. Sometimes you might need to change the rhythm if you feel a little bit like you're getting stuck in your head. Just you go a little faster maybe, or a little slower. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Ha. It's like you're inhaling all the fresh life force and exhaling all the old you, all the old patterns. Feel all the body parts, all your joints. So the prana energy can get stuck in the joints, so your joints are really loose. Your toes also not grabbing the floor, you're just relaxed. You just feel your hips, your legs. Good. Now you go, last one, you inhale, you go up into the air like this, inhaling, and then you go down. So let me show the camera. Hold on. And you make a more fierce sound like this. So you lift the hands in the air, inhale, and go down. You can bend forward or just shake it down. 3 times. Yeah, it's like a shake off. Yeah, one more time. Good. Okay, now, just, yeah, okay. She likes that one. Okay, so, let me get the camera here. It's kind of weird, but I think you can see. Yeah, turn a little more sideways. Okay, yeah. Now, keep your knees about hip-width apart. It's very important, yeah? And then, you're going to bend your knees enough that you feel like you're kind of sitting down on a big ball. But don't bend your knees too much that you're feeling like you're doing a lot of effort. Okay? Make sure your feet, look down at your feet, they should be under your shoulders. Actually, shoulder width apart is best, because I know everybody's too narrow. Okay? And then feel grounded through the feet. Now allow your arms to float up. And then turn your palms facing towards your heart. And then sink back down as if you just sat down on your tail. Imagine you're a kangaroo and you just sat down on your tail. And then what you're doing in this position is this is from Qigong, very important, you feel as if you're opening and holding a ball. Okay, so you're holding the ball, and then you're sitting on your tail. Imagine you've got a kangaroo tail. You can also do this sitting on a chair, but you need to make your feet very grounded, and you can also do this. Yeah, Chris, yeah. Now, in this position, it's not doing a lot, right? What we're doing is we're putting in a kind of our body in a position, a shape, and we're allowing the energies to flow. So I'm going to guide you a little bit into this. The main important point here is to don't lock your knees and feel your deep connection down into the earth. And now you're breathing through the nose. And your tongue is lightly touching at the top of the palate, behind the teeth, naturally lifting. You allow your breath to sink down into your belly. And let all the energy drop. And just drop down into the earth. You've got a tail now, you've got feet into the earth. And just drop your energy. Sometimes people have a lot of tension in their shoulders or a shoulder injury. You can lower the arms a little lower. But if it's just your weak mind, don't do that. So you have to decide, is it just you giving up, or is it really something you can lower your arms a little bit, but still hold the ball. Okay? Now, so we're focusing on the relaxed breath in the belly. Those of you who know Ujjayi breathing, don't do Ujjayi breathing. Do not do Ujjayi breathing. Just the normal breathing. Deep breathing. And focus on the feeling that you're dropping down. So this is called standing like a tree, because you're going to feel like you've got roots. And then feel you're holding a ball and you're softening around the ball. You can feel a little space under the armpits, like little balls there. Check your weight on your feet. Make sure it's even on the front and back. Not too far forward, not too far back. And on the left and right side, you're equal. Then imagine that the crown of the head has a golden thread connected to it. And that goes up to the North Star, Polaris. And then you're hanging from the center of the universe through this golden thread. So one part of you is connected to the heaven, and another part of you connected to the earth. And you're breathing into the belly. In the beginning, there's a lot of feeling of tension, usually in the shoulders or places like that. So as you're breathing, you just start to scan through the body and feel like, where am I holding tension? And just let go of the tension. Don't use willpower for this one. Use let go power. So this is a let go power, not willpower. Every time you find yourself doing something, you let go, but keep the shape. Keep breathing into the belly. Now, normally we keep the eyes open in this, so you're looking slowly towards the floor, into the floor, so that you stay grounded. But every now and then you can also close your eyes, but mostly keep the eyes open. So as you start to work through the layers of tension, you start to notice maybe some energy movement. Sometimes you feel there's a feeling that there's a lot of energy moving in your body, there's a lot of heat. Sometimes you might just feel tension, so everywhere you feel some sort of tension, just let it go. Let it go down into the earth. And also notice the mind. The mind is always wants to escape this one. It's always trying to escape. It's so simple. So powerful. Find all the areas. I'll start to guide you a little bit where you might be holding some tension, starting from the feet. Maybe you're grabbing the floor like, like you don't really feel like you can let go of the feet. So let go of your feet. You don't have to grab the floor. Now don't wiggle or twitch because that's throwing the energy away. Follow up to your hips. This is another area where we all try to maintain our I position. Me position is in the hips. So just let go of the hips. Feel they're like butter. Belly is relaxed. No tension in the belly. Moving into the chest, feel a lot of space in your heart. Like your heart is a big ball. You're holding the ball of the heart. And the shoulders, of course, there's always so much tension there. You're dropping and relaxing the shoulders. And usually it's helpful to open the base of the skull a little bit by pulling the chin slightly in and remembering that cord of golden light that's holding you up from the sky. Checking your face, there's no tension in the face. See if you're dominating with the right side of your body, just relax, or dominating with the left. Be equal on your left side, equal on your right side, equal in the front, equal in the back. This is what's meant by samastiti. It means everything's equal. So you might find you start to get a lot of tension. And it's like, and you feel like you have to wiggle or kind of move or squirm, but don't do that. Just go back to the relaxed shape. Trust and be patient that the energy will start to flow. And you sometimes start to feel a lot of energy, sometimes heat or something like that, any type of energy phenomenon. Especially when tensions relax, you start to feel, oh, there's a lot of energy moving there. Make sure you're not hardening your body in order to hold the shape. That you need to soften into the feeling of the standing like a tree, not hardening your body into the shape, but relaxing into the roundness of it. Check your knees, that you're not propping against the universe. Trust the earth, trust your tail, and the sky is holding you up. Relaxing your belly. Okay. Now from this, allow your arms to float. Like imagine they just became weightless and they're just floating up, floating up. Don't be in a hurry, floating up, floating, floating, floating. And then they come down. Imagine you've got big wings like a huge eagle. And then they come back down. Now place your left hand over your right and place it below your navel. And just feel your energy there for a moment. This is your center. So just for a moment, gather your energy there. Okay, then we're going to brush the body, and you know how to do that 3 times. So I'll show you. What we do is you rub the hands first. Then you brush the face like this. Gently 3 times. 2, 3, and then you go down the right and up the left like this. Or down the outside, up the inside. Then the left, down. Do with me. And then you do your breasts. You do your belly. Sides. Then you go off the kidneys down the sacrum. Then you go down the backs of your legs. So Satya will show you. Down the back of the legs, up the insides. 3 times. 2, 3. Then you tap your foot. 9 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reach up into the sky. Inhale. And shake down. Making the sound like that. One more time. And then come back up. And then come back to the sitting position. Okay. Now, this one, you need to make sure you're comfortable sitting. So make sure you're sitting upright. Spine needs to be straight. If you're sitting on a chair, that's fine, but make your spine straight. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is called Romari. It's a humming. And what you want to do, there's a couple ways you can start. I think the best way to do it is to put your hands on your heart like this. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to inhale. And when you exhale, you make the sound, a humming sound. So hang on, let me just do the sound here. So inhale. Okay, so the inhale you do quite quickly. I mean, not forcefully quick, but it's a pretty, vigorous, relatively quick inhale and a long, long, slow humming sound that you feel in your heart center. And the humming sound you want to feel its origin is in the heart. Okay, now you can keep your hands there if you want, if it helps you to feel it there. But you can also, you don't have to put your hands there. Later on, there are some mudras you can do, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to do the feeling in the heart, okay? The main thing is to keep a rhythm. So you do it inhale, then a long, slow humming sound, and you want to go the humming sound all the way till there's no more breath left inside you. Don't stop the humming until you've really finished the last bit of air. Don't be extreme if you're an extreme person, but just try to feel you go all the way and there's no more air left. Then the inhale will come back pretty quick, okay? And then we do that again. So we'll do that together. So let's start. And this one you can have your eyes closed. Inhaling. So let the inhale come by itself if you finish the exhale. You don't need to follow my rhythm, you just follow your own pace. Try to make it as effortless as possible, rhythmic. Don't create any tension with this, but be full and total with it. Feel the vibration. Start to dissolve yourself in the vibration. Don't let your mind distract you. Stay with the sound. And as you're humming, feel the humming sound dissolve your body, dissolve your mind, leaving only awareness. Let the inhale come by itself. Focus on the humming exhale. Okay, now let the humming stop and continue to feel the humming sound in your heart, the silent humming. So stay connected to the heart center and see if you can feel the nada, the inner sound, silent sound. Place your hands in the meditation mudra, resting, and just feel that you're fully present. Slightly, softly open the eyes and just be totally present here. Not looking at anything, just be in a receptive mode. Still feeling the sound, the vibration. Let go of all effort, let go of all striving. Just be simply sitting. Let go of all control of the breath. Don't try too hard, just be, just let go. Let it be, let go. soft, receptive eyes. Breathing through the nose. When you feel the pull of the mind taking you out of the present moment, just be aware and relax and let go. Don't need to follow the mind at all. Be totally open, completely present with no effort whatsoever. Minds are like clouds, just go. Thoughts are like clouds, just going through the sky. No need to follow thoughts. Make no effort to do anything, just be. Let go, let it be. Be here now. Let go, let it be. Be here now. Place your hands in this mudra. We'll do a dedication with the sound Om. And in our minds we say, may all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay. So this is our living awake sadhana for you for the next time, if you choose to do it. If you do it, it works very well. If you don't do it, it doesn't work. So, I have, I think, a 100% guarantee or your lifetime back. Because you'll have to repeat. If you don't get it this time, you're going to come back again and again and again. So 100% guarantee or your lifetime back that this works. Okay? And it's so simple. It's very simple, right? It's just down to the most basic. There's not that much technique involved. And it works by repetition and by your intention. And by
you cannot do it wrong.
Yeah. The only way you can do it wrong is to half do it, so to not be present while you're doing it and then you start to kind of get used to it, and then you think, oh, you're standing like a tree, but you're standing like a cappuccino or something, standing like a Netflix, because you're not really there with it. You're somewhere else pretending you're there. So the only qualification actually for any of this practice is just to be there totally with it, and it works. So any questions about the sadhana? So could you do that?
You can say more about the time, how much.
Oh yeah. So what we did was 5 minutes each segment. Okay, so 5 minutes, more or less. You can get a little timer if you want, or you can just kind of do it by feel. But 9 purification breath and the Guru Yoga takes about 5 minutes. Yeah. So first one we did 9 purification breathing. Then we did the Guru Yoga connecting to the source. Okay. Then we did the shaking. So that shaking was for 5 minutes. The standing like a tree was for 5 minutes. Yeah. Then we did a little brushing down the body. That's to kind of get rid of any static electricity. And then shake off anything you might have built tension. Humming meditation, 5 minutes. Then we do relaxed sitting without any method, right? We're not following the breath or anything. You just relax and sit. Just be present for 5 minutes. Then if you want, you could lay down. You could do that also at the end. And then you do a dedication. This is important. Okay, so that it ends up, if you do 5 minutes for each one, about 30 minutes. So you could theoretically shorten that down to 3 minutes each. Yeah. So any questions? There's some, maybe better to just speak so rather than read the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.